You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tanya Mazurek.
I can't hear you, Paul. Uh-oh. There you are. There you are.
Can you hear me?
I can.
There we go. Hey, welcome to SBA Today, sponsored by SBA Collective for the week of May 4th. I am Paul Long.
And I am Tanya Mazurek.
And happy Small Business Week. It's, what I like to say is it's the Super Bowl of SBA. It is National Small Business Week, and this week is celebrated and created by SBA to celebrate those who are in small business. Obviously small business plays a massive part in job creation, and what we do as SBA lenders is critical for that. So I know that tomorrow I'm actually going to our Seattle district awards thing that we do, and it's always something that I really enjoy. The SCORE puts it on for us, and they do just a phenomenal job. Get to see the award winners for the state of Washington, and they just do a great job, and I always enjoy going to that. So, Tanya, is there anything cool that happens in old Colorado?
Well, typically, yeah. I just haven't. Yeah, this week's been a little interesting. And, more to come on that or whatever. But to be honest, for me, yeah, no, I am working through some other things back in to try to help some people
get out there.
Whatnot. Yeah, help some people and do some things, and more on that, down the road as I know more. But anyway, so no, I haven't. But one of the ones I really love oftentimes when it comes to Small Business Week, what is it? It's their pitch when they do the pitch. Have you ever gone to one of those? And they pitch their ideas?
Yes. Those are. I haven't. I mean, I've seen it. It's kind of like a Shark Tank, right?
It is. It's like a Shark Tank, and there's people in there, and oh my God, those are one of the things that I actually love. And I'm not even sure actually if it's during Small Business Week, to be honest, or if it's some other time. I think it is Small Business Week, but I've gone to those before, and oh my goodness, so much fun. So that's something I like. But hey, to all of our small businesses out there, man, we're celebrating you. You are the reason all of this is in place. You are the reason that we are here. You are the reason, right, that our economy and the U.S. and everybody is growing. You are the reason. So we celebrate you this week. Anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
And our next topic has nothing to do with celebrating you.
It feels like my freaking week, Paul. A few days, Paul. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So last week, SBA referred to the Treasury Department 562,000 loans. 562,000
that's a lot of loans.
loans, equating to $22 billion that are delinquent or suspected of fraud with PPP or the EIDL program. Let's play the video. If you could.
Hello and welcome back. The Trump administration is working to crack down on fraud across the federal government. Hallelujah. And the Small Business Administration just made a shocking new discovery. Connor Hansen is live on Capitol Hill with all the details. Connor.
Hi, Kennedy. The Small Business Administration is making its largest debt referral in the agency's history, and it's blaming the Biden administration for not getting to this sooner. Taking a look at some of these numbers here, the SBA has now referred 562,000 suspected fraudulent loans to the Treasury Department. The borrowers involved are tied to more than $22 billion in delinquent loans through the Paycheck Protection Program and the COVID economic injury disaster loans, you remember, back during the pandemic. The agency says these loans were flagged for suspected fraud during the Biden administration, but were never referred to Treasury for collection or to the DOJ for investigation. SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler says for years the Biden administration shielded these borrowers from debt collectors as part of a de facto amnesty scheme, but today they will finally face accountability. She calls fraud prevention a top priority.
Woo! All righty then. That is quite the number. Here, let me go over here real quick. That is quite the number as far as 22 billion. And the thing, Paul, for me, and what scares me the most on all this is 562,000 small businesses that were suspected. And that's the big thing that we have to keep in mind here, guys. Suspected of fraud, not that there was fraud. Additionally, the Justice Department went on to approve $300 million grant to fight fraud. Now, guys, grant. What does grant specifically mean? Does it mean free money? Maybe to who is giving it to, but is it free money? No, it isn't free money, right?
There's no such thing as free money.
Yeah. Is anyone else wondering where that money is coming from? Because I am like, is it tax dollars? Are they going to cut programs in another area in order that they have the money to pursue these? Like we talked about this once before, Paul, of how much money does it cost to pursue things?
Well,
where's it all coming from?
You're right. Yep.
I don't know.
So, if they really are truly fraudulent, then yes, go after them with all the might of the U.S. government. I had a situation that happened last year that I know from the experience that I had that this individual was probably under one of these 562,000 businesses.
Oh, boy.
And so let me tell you about it. So the bottom line is when they were filing taxes around COVID, you were throwing in estimated numbers when you were doing your PPP. And so what was happening is then once you filed the taxes, there's a difference because it's a projection. Are you telling me if you didn't hit your projections on any deal you do, is that considered fraud? No, that's just, I missed my projections, right? Now, we're not talking millions of dollars off here, but it was off, I think I think it was about a $3 million company and I think it was off like 200,000. So, I mean, but they flagged him for fraud.
Right.
And I needed actually this had to do with his idle loan. Sorry. Because I needed an idle subordination.
Oh.
So I go to the SBA with the borrower. I need subordination. Their response is quietness. And then all of a sudden we start to uncover through talking with people because we're not getting any responses and fighting with, those types of things that this is the story. He wasn't doing anything wrong. It was a projection. It was that. Now, how many of those? Is that the norm of the 562? I don't know. This person was not trying to do anything. He was trying to follow the rules as they came out, which we all know was fun. So I
think there's going to be both. Yeah.
I agree. And is there fraud? Hell yeah.
But I think there's probably quite a few, that were, missteps, missed whatever. And anytime I think you start looking into something, you're going to find those across the board. I mean, that's in anything that you find, but when there's a microscope, you find them quicker. And quite honestly, I mean, should there have been something in place maybe that could have caught it sooner? Absolutely. Right. I mean, that's the whole big point.
But so trying to plan something like that during COVID.
Well, and that's the other thing, man. This was rolled out so quickly, and it was for the right freaking reason. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody tells me. It was rolled out for the right reason to help people.
100%.
There were those in there that I mean, I saw it back then, right?
Yep.
I saw it back then. All the people coming that wanted something and they weren't using it for the right reason. And I wouldn't help them, but somebody else likely did.
Yep.
So I know that there were things out there. I didn't participate, but I know there were things out there.
Yep.
The other thing with that too is think of some of the ones, like let's talk about real estate agents, brokers, those who have small little things and they sell. They were selling during that time. Remember them? They all
Yep.
were coming for that $22,000 or $20,300,
Yeah.
whatever
Oh
it
God, I
was.
forgot about
And
that. Yep.
I didn't, because it were some that were still working. And I was like, well, why? And I remember a few of them saying, why not? If they're offering, why not take it? Now, I wouldn't do it. I chose not to, because I don't like
Spirit of the program.
okay, because it's like, yeah, anyway, but okay, I'm going to do just a tiny elephant in the room. There's things no, I'm not right now that are going on that my name happens to be associated with. And not because I did anything, not 'cause whatever, but that's why I know that you never know what's coming down the line, that, around you, right? Or what's happening sometimes behind the scenes, or yeah, what's true or not true. Oh my God, I got sent something this morning, Paul, and we'll talk about it next week, because I can't do it this week because you'll find me in tears again. But that you don't know what's being said. There's rumor mills everywhere in everything, and worker bees sometimes don't know what's true or not true, or right or wrong, or anything along those lines. I'm just going to say that one struck home a little bit, because sometimes you don't know what's going on, and you have to dig in, and it's okay to dig in, because then the truth does come out. And sometimes people know about what that truth was, and sometimes people don't. And I don't know, it's an interesting place to sit in, anyway, in the space I'm in right now. Okay, let's move on.
Well, let's what I wanted to have Tanya and I talk about is how to read tax returns like an SBA lender. Again, we have such a great audience on this podcast. We have brokers, we have lenders, we have all across the board. And some of this I thought would be really good for us to go over. I
love this, Paul. This is like my favorite.
I know, right? And I think because of time, why don't we just do some of the red flags? Go down to that. No.
I think
okay.
Let's do real quick. We can do it, because the ad backs I think are very, very important.
So we're going to talk about what are good ad backs and what are not.
Yes.
And so most common travel expenses.
Yeah.
What if they have conferences? Not all of them should be added back, right?
Yeah. Or what if they're not even on there to begin with, but this was travel things that I used, and do you know what I mean? They're not even under the expenses. They're not even,
gotcha. My trip to Hawaii was a travel expense.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or travel expenses to another location of the same business, but I want to add those back. Well, isn't the new owner likely going to have to do
you
that?
Would think
travel too?
that's
weird. Anyway. Okay. So there's travel.
Yep.
Okay. Regular employee rate wages. Really? No. Explain to me why you can put regular employee wages back if those employees are staying, or if they were helping as they went along.
Or what happens if they choose when they take over the business to then not get rid of little Johnny, and you've already added it back in your projections, and the projections made it cash flow.
Fraud.
Right. True.
I mean, really? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead.
Personal travel with no proof. I mean, I think that we kind of talked about that on there.
Consulting. Oh my. Consulting. You know, here's what I do with consulting. So often too, some of this comes back to even transition period. We're going to have a consultant and blah, blah, blah. Is there a contract in place? Has there been money exchanged hands? I mean, consulting, really? I'm going to go tell my sister how she should run her business. Right. And they're going to, anyway, no.
I mean, just ask questions, because there are times that may make sense. All of these may make sense.
I'm working with one right now, and they're the best consultants on the planet. They really have done a fabulous, fabulous job. And we were challenged, honestly, with the price of it. But my goodness, going through the process, you see, yeah,
That's
some
helpful.
people are worth their
Absolutely.
weight in gold, man. I'm telling you. Anyway.
This one, I know every SBA lender on earth has had this, and that's adding back rent that isn't market rent or backed by a lease. This happens way too often. The owner paid himself or paid rent X when they own the building, and then they're doing something totally different. What does the lease say? Get a copy of the lease and make sure that it's at least market rent or below. I've seen above market rents, and I wonder why. But yeah.
Add the pocket.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Large repairs. Now, you know what? On large repairs, here's the deal. Is it maintenance? Is it something that's going to happen in general? I love when they say it's large repairs, like in or they call it large repairs, but it's something it's an ongoing, man. You sit there and see maintenance throughout, but no, I want to add that back.
I'm a construction company. I have a big whatever the heck, and the motor went out.
Oh, the yellow still. We're talking yellow.
Correct.
Still.
So, okay, so that's never going to go out under your ownership on another rig, like those types of things. Yep.
Yeah, can't do that either. And multiple owner salaries. Well, who the heck is going to use the salary, or who's going to get a salary after the fact? I like whenever they try to put all owner salaries back, right? And we're going to have a new owner come in. But they're obviously not going to pay themselves, Paul. Mm-mm.
If they have outside income that's substantial, maybe. Because I've seen businesses.
SBA wants you to have some on there regardless. You know this.
That's true, and even as minimal as 25,000, I've heard,
but
as a number.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you can take it as draws too, all based on profitability, and that's why you have to look at a global. It's why global is essential.
Well, you do got to look at global, but I mean, people aren't. Well, hopefully, people aren't. Well, no, never mind. They do that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. All right. Red flags. Red flags.
Yes.
Red flags. Red flags that could kill deals. I almost sent a picture in where last year for Halloween, I was wearing a red outfit with flags all over it, and it had SBA flag stuff on it. I was in SBA red flag thing. Yep. All right. Anyway, legal fees. Red flags.
Man, when I see that, I immediately go to that line, look at it historically, and I'm going to ask questions. I want to know what the heck happened, who sued who, and who won.
Well, yeah, and two things in that: who won or lost, whatever. Is it done? Because you can't do anything with any legal proceedings going on, one. But also whenever they sit there and say, oh, that was a legal fee for whatever, and then you look back from there and their legal fees are consistently the same daggum amount, well, I'm not adding that back.
Maybe it's a part of your normal day to day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
Anyway, go.
Extremely high insurance costs. This is a big deal. I want to see historically, does the insurance costs go up? Was it a big, massive up and down and over? Like, what was that? Because if you have extremely high insurance costs, it's entirely possible that you're in a super risky business. And if you're in a super risky business, that insurance company could cut you off, and down goes your business.
Yes.
I've had a couple Main Street blue collar companies that have really rode that line and were really afraid of their business shutting down because of insurance. I mean, it's a serious thing.
Insurance is going crazy across the board right now. Just business insurance, home insurance, townhome insurance. It's kind of going crazy a little bit right now. All right. Large discrepancies between tax returns and internal financials. Now that doesn't scare anybody, does it?
No, internal financials are
No.
always accurate
Yeah.
one to tax returns. What are you
Yeah.
talking about, Tanya?
Especially, wait, especially when historicals are really, really low, but the last year that has no tax returns yet, all of a sudden, those, we are
Right.
growing. We have done amazing. This year's different, or interims. This year's, well,
Yeah.
how are you going to prove this? You got to prove it to us, guys. That's the whole big point with all of this is you got to prove everything.
And if they say, "Oh, my taxes are on extension,"
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wait.
Yeah. Well, it's especially when you're trying to make sense of anything in the past. I mean, that's just due diligence.
Right.
That's just due diligence. All right.
Unrealistic and excessive ad backs. Now, to my loan broker friends out there,
We love you.
some are really good. We love you. Some are really good. Some are a challenge. Please be a realistic. It's because we'll dissect whatever you put on there.
Paul, I love it. So I had gone to the Murphy Business Brokers, and this isn't against any other brokers out there. This is just a more recent one for me, right? And one of them reached out and, had something to look at. I was highly freaking impressed with what they were choosing to add back, their documentation and the explanations behind it. I was like, dang, this is really good. We love it when that happens, when it's something that the bank also is going to see the same way. I mean, one of the talks I gave on is on, the real deal versus the profile versus the real deal. What we're going to dig in, man, and we're looking for the real, not just that beautiful upfront.
Because the last thing we want to do is, when we do a quick preview, that looks good. That's fine. Go ahead. And then we start peeling back the onion and underwriting. And then we have to come back being like, really? Why? Like, it's just, it's not a good look for you. It's not a good look for us. It's not a good look for anybody.
And everybody, especially y'all, the brokers out there, you guys, the brokers, it's all about time, because this is the deal that needs to get done between the seller and the broker. And oftentimes they lose things with that seller if we can't move it fast. So the more accurate and legitimate, and by legitimate, I don't mean like false or anything like that, but items that we as a bank truly can document and get behind, the quicker it comes in like that, the faster we can move the deal for you. Anyway, okay. Cash-based businesses with poor with poor documentation. So hard.
All the nail salons that I've looked at and all of the regular salons I looked at, the profitability is just incredible. Sorry, there's some sarcasm there.
No saying. Words. Cash-based businesses in general. I mean, nobody really likes cash-based businesses. It's really hard to do. I mean, I'm a freaking banker and I don't use cash. I don't use cash. You know why I don't use cash, Paul? And here's the funny thing, and it kind of goes hand in hand with this. No, well, that too. It is. It's like one of the nastiest things ever. On so many levels. But no, it's because I like to keep track of what I'm spending my money on. If I use my credit card and pay my credit card every month, using it like a debit card, but it's it's an actual credit card.
Right.
And I can go back and see everything I spent money on. So I know when I'm blowing stuff in areas I shouldn't be, I know how my money is being spent because there's track versus pull money out. It goes away. What happened to it? Kind of like my daughter does. Anyway, keep going.
Costco, Nordstrom.
Oh, there's no restaurants. It's like, what is up with these little 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds? And all they want to do is buy food. I'm like, do you understand that's going right through your body and right out the other side? And there is nothing you can do for it. It's the weirdest thing to me. I don't know. Call me crazy. All right. Anyway.
Well, and last but certainly not least on this is poor fit between buyer and business. Boy, that one is where the lender has to use a gut. You have to use a gut check on that. And I do worry about that in future SBA losses for just in general, the program, where we're seeing that. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of great buyers out there, but there's a lot of also very silly buyers. And
it's the alignment, Paul. This is what we always talk about, right? It's the alignment between that buyer and the business that they're purchasing. It can be the best freaking strongest buyer on the planet, but if they don't have the transferable skills, they don't have the knowledge, they're not in the industry. They are Mr. IT tech guy that's going to take over a construction company or something, right? Which we see.
Right.
That's not a good fit. So it's figuring out up front, what is the fit between the that borrower that's coming in, the buyer, and are they actually going to manage and run that business? Because when we're putting people in something that we shouldn't be, we are actually part of the failure that is going to come down the line, because it's just not a fit anyway.
Yep.
Sorry.
Well,
it's just me. All right.
Close us out.
Okay. Guys. All right. Well, thanks for joining us again this Tuesday morning. We're here live every Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We would love to see you next week. Follow. If you like what we have to say, follow and share with your network. Also, go and check out some of our past programs, right? Because you'll see a lot of different things on any of the or the past episodes, as well as our sister show, the BDO show. As far as us, you can get us here live on Tuesday mornings and or any of the streaming platforms where you get your podcasts at any time. Not some of the times that Paul has told you to do. Anyway, while driving, let's just say while driving, right? All right. Anyway, we recognize that you got lots of things that you can do with your time, and we appreciate you spending it with us. So we will see you next week. Go have a great week.
See you later.